Yeah, they do. They have a lot of new players as compared to last year. And then I'm sure they evolved over through the off season and the training, and there's certainly some things that we probably didn't see in the preseason games. But no, they're a good defense. They got good players on every level, and we just know anytime you play a first game, you're going to see some things that you haven't seen, and so that's where, as you train yourself, your rules in protection, your rules in route running, you kind of lean on that as you get through that first game.
Coming off of an injury or having a new offensive coordinator, and that he feels more comfortable in that regard. Can you speak to that and maybe how more comfortable he has been than in some previous seasons due to the continuity?
Well, I'm just going to compare. I certainly have a long history with Sam, and I've seen him at really kind of every stage of his career, but I'm just going to compare this year to last year. He got off a plane and he got into a crash course to learn our offense, and then I guess 13 days later he was taking snaps and starting for us. So just compared to that experience, this has got to be a lot more settling for him. Certainly being able to train throughout the year, get used to the players that we have, and then go into the season kind of having a much better understanding of what we want to try to accomplish has to feel good mentally for him. Certainly we got to go out and do it, but that's a good starting point.
One other thing he's talked about is maybe some more explosive plays going downfield more. Obviously, you have a nice pass to Vic there Wednesday in 39 yards.
Yeah.
How is that process going? How confident do you feel about
Yeah.
that going into the
I think what's important is you want to try to create explosive gains, and you can do them a bunch of ways. You can run for a long bit of yards. You can throw a short pass and run for it, or in that case, we threw a deep ball. I think you have to have an offense that has a combination of ways to do that, and each defense presents different obstacles to getting that done, and so you just try to do what's best for the opponent you're facing. Well, I think the biggest thing is we want to be more efficient running the football. It starts with efficiency, and then the big runs will come. And I think that's where we wanted to improve. We obviously have revamped the offensive line. We brought in a couple new running backs. We feel like we've added some things to our scheme. So we've made efforts there. And then when you throw the ball, it certainly starts with by being able to protect the passer. And there's a lot that goes into that. You just don't take a deep drop, block 5, and try to throw the ball deep. So we felt like we've tried to create a system where we could protect the passer and yet be able to get the ball down the field and score points. We feel good about the guys that we intend to start. They've done a really, really good job of working through our practices. We've seen behind the scenes the reasons why they're our best 5, and we're looking forward to seeing them work together on Monday night.
Does the Boone move say maybe more about Easton and Elfline than maybe about Boone himself?
No, anytime that happens, I think you look at the people. It's just a matter of we felt like that was the best thing for us and what was best for our team. We certainly appreciate, what Alex did a year ago, and we wish him the best. Yeah, we're confident in them as well. I think when you put the 53-man roster together, you do it with guys that you trust to put on the field. So if a guy's on the roster, and more specifically, if a guy's active, we trust that they're going to go in there and do a good job.
Do you have an idea of how you're going to unlock the carries of the various running backs as the game goes?
Yeah. Well, that speaks to strategy a little bit, so we'll kind of hold that back. But we have our ideas of what we like to do. We have 3 running backs that we feel like can play on first, second, or third down. We feel like they're all good situational backs, whether it be short yardage and goal line. And any of the backs that are going to be active can certainly, execute in our 2-minute situation. So that's pretty, that's comforting as a play caller. And so we just got to see how the game goes. We have a plan, but really not necessary for me to talk about that. I think his total game, last year he displayed in the games that he played that he can block, he's physical. I think he's got a better awareness of what this game is all about. In the game, the coverage is tight, and you got to beat bump and run and try to wiggle yourself free and catch a ball in a tight area. I think he's got a better appreciation for that. And I think generally speaking, just really all the elements of playing wide receiver, I've seen significant improvements in his game.
How about route?
That included, that's a significant part of playing wide out. Yeah, yeah. No, I think and that speaks to getting open. I think he's not the fastest receiver we have, so it's important for him to really maneuver the line of scrimmage well and try to find separation either at the front end or the back end of the route. I don't know. I guess if you look at the center and the left guard specifically, they're shorter, more active guys, so they move around. But, we were just looking for the guys that we thought were the best five, and that's sort of how we put them in there. The two new tackles that we have are good pass protectors as well as run blockers. So, we were just trying to find the best five guys, put them out there, and let them go scrap. That certainly helps. I think it's important for every position on the field to be able to move, and that's not any different for linemen. Well, I think it's quarterback. There's so much that goes into it, not to mention what's natural about the player himself. But certainly we everybody talks about how they're on an island, and then there's restrictions for how much you can put your hands on the receivers. But yeah, it's when you're in a one-on-one situation, far away from the ball, that's critical, and I think that's probably what Coach Dungy's speaking to. Yeah, he's a fast learner. We've been impressed with what he's been able to do, and now that we don't have a full offense that we're teaching conceptually, and we're kind of zeroing in on what we intend to do this week, he'll be ready. Again, that speaks to scheme, so I won't talk about it, but we have enough plays for each situation, depending on how many. Typically you have anywhere from, just in a situational setting, you have 13 to maybe 20 third downs, so you want to have enough so that you can kind of, as the ebb and the flow of the game rolls through, you can get to what you need.
Last couple for Pat.
Well, he's going to be playing center, and that's a significant part of what he does for sure. The center and the quarterback typically are the ones that direct us, so that's how we do it.